What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I don't know about where you live, but out here at the beach, it has been cold out here in these streets. So, time to start reaching for more cooler weather oriented fragrances that knife through this cold a bit easier. Because even though for Christmas, it's going to feel like springtime, leading up to it has been every morning in the feels like 20 some odd degree temperature, staying in the 30s to 40s most of the day, peaking in maybe low 50s at best for an hour or two, and then creeping right back on down into the 40s and 30s. So it's been cold for days. We got several more days ahead of cold. So we're talking cold weather clones. There's links down below if you want to check any of these out for yourself. Let's dive into these 10. Stay tuned. So, Khadlaj, they put out a lot of good stuff, right? There's just so much competition in this affordable Middle Eastern fragrance space that everybody's got to really come with it when they release something. And with Shiyaaka Shadow, they did their thing. It's kind of a cross between Cobalt and Cobalt Elixir. Like it's got a lot of the freshness of the opening of regular Cobalt and a lot of the earthy, darker elements and enhanced sweetness of Cobalt Elixir in the dry down. The only complaint I have is the sheath comes off on my bottle. No big deal. And I've had people tell me, oh, glue it. And I ain't going through the trouble of trying to glue that. It's just I know to compensate for it whenever I take the cap off. See what it's because when I spray it, it slides up. So I have to be prepared for it. God, that smells good though. I get plenty of the plum from the original. I do get a little bit of earthiness from truffle, but I get this slightly resinous, very sweet vanillic tone. It's very, very sweet. Almost like a plum syrupy kind of sweetness in the opening. It's just so sweet and fruity. Beautiful fragrance. Great performance. Definitely will knife through the cold. While it's not the spiciest and warmest fragrance, there is a nice ambery tone as it dries, but it's just sweet and thick to the point of where it just hot knife through butter, just right through that cold. Very affordable. Smells fantastic. If you don't have Cobalt or Cobalt Elixir, this might be all you need from Khadlaj Shiyaaka Shadow. Somewhere in the realm of Boss Bottled Absolute, kind of not so much in the opening because it's a very dry, woody, smoky opening. Whereas you get a lot more sweetness and earthiness in actual Boss Bottled Absolute. And then I had somebody say, oh, it's more like Boss Bottled Elixir. Well, that's very spicy. I don't really get a lot of spice here, but I guess I can kind of understand because of the smokiness. But nonetheless, Lattafa Asad Elixir, there's some good stuff right here. I get really good performance. I've had maybe a handful of people out of all the people that have commented the handful of times I've talked about this fragrance and content say they don't get good performance. The overwhelming majority do because it's no. Well, as soon as I open that cap, it hits me. This stuff's super strong, guys. I assure you. I promise. May I go blind if I am lying. It is nose fatigue. If you find this fragrance weak, it's not your skin chemistry. It's not the fragrance. It is your nose. This stuff is ridiculously potent. It's super powerful. You want to talk about knifing through the cold, man. God, this smells so good too. I haven't decided what I'm gonna wear today, and it's nice and cold outside. Hence the bomber jacket. And it's freezing. It's even cold in this room. God, this smells so good. I might just rock this again. Dry, woody, smoky, earthy, sweet. A lot of the elements of Boss Bottled Absolute are here, just balanced a little bit differently. Crazy potent, as we just finished discussing, and it's affordable right off Jump Street. It's in that $40 range. It's really good. It's really good, as I expected another Asad flanker to be. No surprises here. Lattafa usually comes with the heat when they release these fragrances, and this is definitely great for the cold. Lattafa's Asad Elixir. In the vein of Lamal Elixir Absolute, doesn't really have as much as that, that little bit of plum that you get in Lamal Elixir Absolute. It's a bit spicier, so in the vein, but not the same, if that makes sense. Another Elixir flanker. This is 9 p.m. Elixir from Afnan. Quality here is pretty good. You don't need but a few sprays. Another super strong performer that, again, will knife through this cold weather easily. It's warm, it's spicy, it's sweet, it's a little on the woody side. Has a bit of muskiness to it as well. Not as powdery as like the Lamal Elixir fragrances, but has a little bit of it here as well. Like I said, it ties into that DNA. Sure, you can see there's some inspiration there. It walks the path. By no means would I consider it an exact clone of either Lamal Elixir or Lamal Elixir Absolute. Obviously, it leans more to the Absolute, but yeah, this is some really good stuff. If you're a fan of Afnan, their quality is always above most of the other brands in their category, and a lot of their fragrances are kind of similar to something, but with a twist, not exact, and that's kind of how I look at this one. Not as sweet as the original 9 p.m., maybe not as sweet as 9 p.m. Rebel even, but adds more spices overall that is really good for this time of year. That's Afnan 9 p.m. Elixir. Next, this is in the vein of Angel Share, but I find it's a little bit more on some hazelnut than you would get from actual Angel Share, but clearly walks the path of that sweet, boozy, spicy, ambery. This is from Gulf Orchid. This is called Sweet Heaven. Nice and cozy, sweet and warm. A little bit on the nutty side, though. I get plenty of, at least I get plenty of hazelnut from this one in the top and into the heart. Absolutely beautiful. Not as spicy as some of the other, clones and inspired fragrances of Angel Share. It doesn't have as hefty of a dose of like cinnamon spice, but there's a little bit of this cocoa cacao pod mixed with hazelnut that gives it a bit of a different sweetness, like I said, creamy, nutty smell that you don't get in the other ones. This one's more inspired by than direct clone of, but like I said, based on the bottle style and the overall profile, similar to Angel Share from By Kilian, but again, different nuances. Brings something different to the table, kind of twists it a little bit, and that's what I like about it. That's why I wanted to recommend it to you guys. They have several flankers. The cherry one from Sweet Heaven I find really good. I had a little discovery set Traveler where I've tried all of them. And the original, probably the best one to start with, especially if you're a fan of Angel Share and you like hazelnut. Kind of can't go wrong, right? From Gulf Orchid, if I can get it to focus, we've got Sweet Heaven. Similar to Initio's Side Effect, I find it's a little bit more earthy with the way the tobacco note comes across here, but a monster performer nonetheless. It is from Paris Corner. This is Farah. So Farah definitely has that scent profile of Side Effect. It's spicy, it's boozy, it's warm and ambery, but it's a little bit more earthy overall. Like I said, this tobacco accord I find gives it more of an earthiness than the real deal, but very much a clone. Really good clone though. The quality here is actually pretty good for Paris Corner. I gotta say, they're not always hitting home runs, but they've stepped it up quite a bit over the years. Recent years, and some of their releases are really, really good. And I would put this one up there with really, really good. Very cold weather specific, in my opinion. You could wear this in the summer if you want to. Might not be the most enjoyable wearing experience, just saying. But if you're in a cooler climate right now, like I am, 'tis the season for something like this. Especially if you like Initio Side Effect and maybe you like earthy notes and fragrances a bit more. This is probably the clone version of it you've been looking for and didn't even realize it. Again, from Paris Corner, this is Farah. Do you like Iris? How about Valentino Uomo Intense? That's a good one, right? A little sweet and vanillic, leathery, a little bit of spice, that powdery, lipsticky Iris. Well, you can get it pretty cheap with Valencia Uomo Intense. Very, very similar to it overall. I wouldn't say exactly 1-to-1, but probably about as close as you're going to get to getting a really good and really accurate clone of Valentino Uomo Intense. This one really captures it. It's not quite as spicy as the newest formula, where that I believe is nutmeg, I want to say. They added an enhanced to it. This is more like the previous formula, where it's more vanilla and leather. With the original Valentino Uomo Intense, it's more like that. It's not as spicy as the new version. I have the new version. It's noticeably spicier. Well, this one does the trick. Well above its price point in performance. I think the quality here is really good. It kind of dresses up really well because it's got that elegance to it of most Iris fragrances, especially sweeter Iris fragrances that are in that Dior Homme Intense vein, if you will. But this one has a little bit more depth because of that leather accord. At least I've always found Valentino Uomo Intense's profile to have a little bit more depth than Dior Homme Intense. And you're going to get this one really cheap. Kind of hard to beat. 'Tis the season. It's Valencia Uomo Intense. So we mentioned one similar to Lamal Elixir Absolute, but much spicier. How about something really close to Lamal Elixir itself with crazy performance? How about Rasasi Hawas Elixir? Minty green fresh, syrupy honey sweetness, a little touch of this earthiness from tobacco. It's aromatic, and then you got that tonka vanilla combo that gives you this powdery sweetness. Beautiful. I love the mintiness. That's like the best part to me. It's sweet, it's warm, it's powdery, but it's minty green that gives it this kind of Colgate freshness, almost toothpaste-like. And that may turn some off, but I just think it really works in this fragrance. This is one we could have went with a lot of Hawas flankers. They're all beasts, really. But I think for the season, this is probably your best option. This one's going to be very much a cold weather forward type of profile because it's sweet and powdery and warm. But again, you get that Colgate kind of minty freshness, that cooling effect in the opening that you won't really get in a lot of the other ones that we have in this particular video because it's so mint forward in the top. Not as mint forward as Armaf's Club de Nuit Lionheart. That's super peppermint, whereas this dials it back just a bit, balances it a little bit more, and has just overall a little bit more mint than the real deal. I kind of like this more than Lamal Elixir because of it, but also crazy performance. And it's Rasasi Hawas Elixir. I don't know if I could do this video without having this fragrance. It's one of my favorites. French Avenue's Liquid Brun. Altair Clone. Creamy vanilla. Spices. Nice hit of orange blossom and citrus. It's woodsy. I think it's the creamiest vanilla of the bunch when it comes to clones of this, at least clones of Altair that I've tried. This is still my personal favorite. And this stuff's a monster performer. Very creamy, thick vanilla. Hashtag vanilla is life. If you like a good vanilla fragrance, you will very much enjoy this. Praised it in so many videos since last year when it came out. It was my clone of the year in 2024. Here we're capping off into the end of 2025, and I'm still talking about this is the way to go. This might be my favorite Fragrance World fragrance now that I think about it. It's the one I recommend the most. It's the one I reach for the most, which isn't all that often because I just have so many fragrances. I can't really say that about too many fragrances that I reach a lot for something. Very few get repeat appearances in my weekly rotation. Paris Corner Coconut Lagoon. That doesn't fit this topic, but I wear that all the time. But if you're looking for a great vanilla at an affordable price, it's going to cut through the cold. This is a damn good one. It's Fragrance World's French Avenue Liquid Brun. Basically, Eros Najim on a budget. Middle Eastern Eros. Qaed Fursan Untamed from Lattafa. Caramel and vanilla sweetness. Oriental, resinous, smoky notes. Woods, a little bit of fruitiness in the top. It's aromatic. Great performer. It's super affordable. It smells really good. Strong compliment factor on this one as well. Man, if you've ever tried Eros Najim and you just want to spend less, here you go. It's not one-to-one. Eros Najim is better. I got this before I got Eros Najim, and when I got Eros Najim, I was like, yeah, this is worth the $100 from discounters. I'm so glad to have it. But if you don't want to spend that kind of money, the prices drop greatly on this. This is more in that $30 range now. Hard to argue against how freaking good this is. For the cold weather, clones, yeah, I'm recommending this one 10 out of 10 times because I love the profile. Profile is fantastic. It's sweet, it's oriental and resinous. It's got that Middle Eastern feel to it. The smoky notes, that incensey type of smell. I love stuff like that without any kind of oud funk or anything like that. Not rose heavy. This is just a beautiful fragrance. Easy recommendation for you guys for the winter. It's Qaed Fursan Untamed from Lattafa. And we're going to finish things up on my favorite Lattafa fragrance. Still my favorite Lattafa fragrance. Beast, monster, crazy performer. Plum liqueur, cinnamon spice, and everything nice. Sure, a little bit like Angel Share, but that plum liqueur kind of separates it a bit. Lattafa's Teriaq Intense, another one that I have raved about pretty much since it came out. This is the one. Very specific for the cold weather for me. This may get worn once, twice, maybe 3 times a year. Only when it's cold outside. 'Tis the season. We're finally moving into the weather for it. Hence why I've been talking about it more. That plum liqueur. What a beautiful smell. Monster performer, too. This one does lean a little bit more masculine than something like the original, the non-intense. That was more floral and honey dominant. Whereas here, again, that plum liqueur type of note. And a big old spoonful of cinnamon, some amber, a little bit of vanilla. Man. Didn't mention man. Yes, it is that good. Again, it's my favorite Lattafa fragrance. It's so rare I get to wear it because it's so seasonal for me. But I get giddy and excited when I do wear it. It's crazy strong, too. It's Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. Well, that's the 10. Is that the only 10 I would recommend for the winter? Absolutely not, but that is the 10 that I'm most excited and eager to wear myself. A few of these I've reached for recently already, and some I'm planning on reaching for over the next several weeks as the weather just continues to go up and down and we get cold weather, moderate weather, cold weather, moderate weather. Gulf Coast, you know, it is what it is. So I appreciate you guys checking out the video. There's links down below if you want to check out any of these fragrances. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you on the next one.